vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
NEC Remit. Send money online to India. Credit in seconds with great rates. Download NEC Remit app now.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845, 3909 4806, 3885 2397, or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. For more details, please contact 39887088 or 33856330 or 33542530.
Bahrain is home to several family-owned businesses that have enriched the kingdom's history of trade and commerce over the years. One such family is the renowned Al Arayed family, roots of which are traced back to over centuries. Nasser Al Arayed, chairman of Al Arayed Group Holding, the man at the helm of affairs of the successful family establishment that's into several joint developments of real estate projects in Bahrain, is beyond a businessman, someone who is passionate about serving and giving. Following the footsteps of his father, late Mohammed Jamil bin Mansour Al Arayed, and grandfather, late Mansour bin Mohammed Hussein Al Arayed, along with his sisters Jihan Al Arayed and Maryam Al Arayed, Mr. Al Arayed is instrumental in setting up a charitable foundation called the Mohammed Jamil bin Mansour Al Arayed Charitable Foundation. Launched last month, it aims to continue the philanthropic activities of his family in community and voluntary services. honoring the Al Arayat family, which has played a prominent role in the fields of social and charitable work in Bahrain with the encouragement of the national leadership and its official institutions, the Mohammed Jamil bin Mansour Al Arayat Charitable Foundation and its founders, Bahrain Media City is proud to present the debut BMC Lead Philanthropist Award to Nazir Al Arayat, Chairman of Al Arayat Group Holding. A Bahraini family renowned for its charity and philanthropic initiatives in the country. A name which needs no introduction in the social and economic fabric of Bahrain. And the man at its helm. Nazir Al Arayat, Chairman Al Arayat Group Holding, is with me on Biz Talk from BMC Global tonight. Good evening, Mr. Nazir. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for taking your time off to join us on the show.
Thank you for the invitation.
Great. So, BMC family congratulates you on winning the debut BMC Lead Philanthropic Award, which you received last week.
Yes.
And that too for a very noble initiative of setting up a charitable foundation in the name of your late father.
Correct.
Let's begin on that as we congratulate. How do you find this award as a responsibility, an added responsibility? We'll come to the philanthropic activities and the reasons why you took to your father's step later. But tell us about how you feel about this award to begin with.
Thank you very much. I was actually a bit surprised when I was approached to receive the award. And it had, it's an honor that you are always recognized for your efforts. So once Mr. Francis told me that you've been selected to receive this award, I really was honored, and I felt that the work of philanthropy, which was being done to the whole community, has been recognized. Mm-hmm. So yes, it was a surprise, but it's an honor at the same time.
Great. So when we hear of the Al Arayat name as a family, it's a big business name. Bahrain is renowned for family businesses, and yes, you are on that run. But when I was of late reading about the foundation and doing some research on the foundation that you set up in the name of your father, late father, that's when it shed light into the legacy of charity and philanthropic activities that your father and your late grandfather has been into. So tell us, like from your early memories, from your childhood and young adolescence, how did you look at your father and grandfather going into the philanthropic activities?
Yes. Actually, we were from a very young age. It was implanted in our childhood that responsibility and taking care of others is a must. It's part of your life. And examples were always set to us, and started examples of the stories that we hear about our grandfather and how he helped the community and how he started helping the poor, whether it's in housing, whether it is solving their problems, whether it is assisting them financially. So, and later on, that same example was through our late father, where we always see him that he always helps the poor, and he puts time for them on a daily basis, and when there's an issue or any type of, let's say, business disputes, he will always forego the amounts that he has to, the other party have to pay. So that's the setting examples that we always saw around us. And also my mother was also part of that example of assisting others and being kind to others.
Right. The Mohammed bin Jamil Mansour Al Arayat Charitable Foundation.
Yes.
That is the foundation that you have set up. Tell us about its purpose, its vision, and the way forward. What are its activities and who are involved? I know you are together with your two dear sisters, Jihan and Mariam as well. So how does it function? Is it a trust, and what does it do?
Yes.
Who can get help, or who will you be supporting?
Yes.
Tell us more about it, please.
The fund or the foundation was actually structured in a way that it just continues the work that has been done by my late father, and also the part of the social responsibility that the family is doing towards the community. So the foundation has its trustees, and these trustees do meet once a month to set up the strategies and to set up the sectors that will actually fund. Most of our focus is how can the foundation helps people who can help themselves later on, or sectors that we see that can assist the community. So whether it is in education, whether it is sometimes funding poor families on their livelihoods, but it always focuses on the continuity of the assistance, and that is their main focus: how to solve issues within the community, which can be later on a continuous basis.
Okay. Is it limited to the citizens, or are you open to the, because Bahrain is home to a large number of expatriates too, isn't it?
Yes. We do not differentiate. End of the day, our doors are open, and we are here to help those actually in need. And that is the steps that are basically within the foundation. And we have seen this through our family, late father, grandfather, that we should help all who are here in Bahrain.
Before we move into the business side of the Al Arayat family, I want to ask you, the past 2.5 years, the pandemic period, is a time that redefined every aspect of life, especially giving, charity, social commitments, isn't it? It changed the equation, changed the definition of giving. No giving was enough in the past 2.5 years. In your opinion, as a man who has taken up a big responsibility of taking forward a legacy of giving and caring, how do you look at the past 2.5 years? What kind of lessons did you learn in the social front in terms of your social commitment?
Of course, during the pandemic, it was a very difficult time for all. The private sector had difficulty financially, but we, as Al Arayat family, didn't stop during the pandemic at all. On the contrary, we actually increased our assistance. We worked closely with the capital government by providing them a land to accommodate those who have been affected for the pandemic. We gave assistance also to families which also been affected, and always we work always closely with official bodies in searching for those who are in need. Okay. So I don't think that you should stop when things are tough, even for you, because that's that's the time that most people do need you. And the good thing in the family, it plans in advance.
Okay.
So we saw our planning which we find we are lucky with. We always provide for emergency funds, and the pandemic was an emergency fund to assist those who are in need.
Great. So that is Nazar Al Arayed, Chairman of Al Arayed Holding Group, with me on Biz Talk tonight. Let's take a short break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back to Biz Talk from BMC Global Live, and tonight with me is renowned Bahraini businessman Nazar Al Arayed. So Mr. Nazar, coming to the business aspect, Al Arayed Holding Group, tell us more about what are the activities that the holding group is involved in. What kind of businesses are you doing in the country?
Yes, the Al Arayed Group actually was structured to bring all the businesses of Al Arayed together and have a clear strategy for the group for future generations. And its core business is actually in real estate and international investments. That's investments. But of course it went to different joint ventures locally here. Some of them were successful, some of them didn't succeed. But it always looks at opportunities whereby it sees any type of investments that can enter in locally or internationally. So that's the core business of Al Arayed.
What did the family start with? What were the businesses that your father, grandfather, great-grandfather started? The same business?
No, the grandfather started, he's really, I would say, the founder of Al Arayed Group. And he started with pearl trading, and that's where he accumulated his wealth, and used to buy the pearls from the region and sell it to India. And he was actually a venturer. He would venture and take risks by acquiring the unknown, especially with pearls. And afterwards he changed from trading in pearls into the agricultural land. So he started to invest into lands and agricultural land. And he brought different plants from India, and he was always keen on the national food security issue. So in documents during the government earlier times, we can see documents saying about how much production that the lands of Al Arayed was producing in terms of fruits and vegetables. And then of course later on my father continued with the holding or the development of land, because of course the Bahrain went to a new era of development, especially after the independence. And here my father added value to his lands and developed his lands and focused on the core business, which is the real estate. In his earlier days, my father also, with my grandfather, started the first dairy factory, dairy fresh factory, and it was a very modern type of factory
in Bahrain.
and it was the first in the Arabian Gulf region. But afterwards, for economical reasons, it didn't continue. So that is the beginning of Al Araid, and for us now as the third generation, we have continued with the same type of business in the real estate, and no more much in the pearl business.
I was about to ask, is there
yes.
anyone continuing with the pearl trading? No.
We hope that one would come and start the trading in pearls, because that's where we are really associated with our name. But we have actually gone into the new type of businesses, which, as I've said, looking at opportunities locally, internationally on investments, and see how we can add value to our holdings.
You said the third generation, but how do you look at your future generation? How are they? How is the family integrating the next generation into the business? Are they keen to continue with the same business, or because that's a trend that we see? The youngsters have a different path, isn't it? Always.
We will try our best, you know, but if we see that the trend is not towards the same line, then we have to open the opportunities for them to seek whatever they found that they are fit in. So yes, we are trying to train them, but at the same time we're giving them the free will to decide where they can excel.
Exactly. Bahrain has been ever resilient when it comes to business strategies or vision, thanks to the visionary leadership. And as you said, like you started with pearl, you had the investment into agricultural land, dairy, and then real estate, and now investment. So you must have grown up seeing the developments over the years, right? How would you comment on Bahrain's growth in terms of its business initiatives, the economic prosperity of the country in the past decade?
Well, for us, of course, it's obvious that Bahrain has developed so much.
Yes.
We can see through our own investments. But for anyone to realize what Bahrain has gone through in terms of this impressive type of developments, they just have to compare the old pictures of Bahrain to the new ones.
Precisely.
And then they will realize what achievements Bahrain have done and how much it has grown. So it is a success story of Bahrain, and we are blessed by leadership who have stirred this economic growth and development in Bahrain. And we are, of course, we know that there is a good vision for Bahrain, which is the 2030, that definitely will make the livelihood of everyone much better.
Right. And of course, the pandemic definitely has been a setup, but still we have an economic recovery plan that is put forward by His Majesty, and the Vision 2030, as we're gearing up towards that and recovering from the pandemic. I think real estate and investment both play a major role in this blueprint, isn't it? What is the Al Araid Group's future plans for the next, say, until 2030?
Yes. We have, of course, our plans in terms of what can we add in terms of value to our real estate, and also the investment opportunities. And we are going according to the plan. So as and when we see it is the time to go ahead with it, we will definitely go ahead with it. And as I said, there's always a plan there for Al Araid Group, and we take things cautiously by our tradition. You know, we don't jump into things. We do plan it properly, we study it properly, and then we look at the long-term effects of these investments, because we are here for a long-term period.
Right. What are the challenges that you faced during the COVID time in your field, especially the real estate perhaps, and of course investment as well? What were the major challenges that you experienced?
Like all other private sector, it's basically the slowdown of the economy. However, if you have had a good plan and prepared yourself for any type of slowdown, it wouldn't be as serious. So, you know, we are, as I said, we are very lucky in our strategy. We always have prepared plans. So when the slowdown did come, it had an effect on us, but not a dramatic effect, because there was a plan that in case something does happen in one sector, another sector will actually become better, or if it happens, a slowdown in the local market, maybe in the international market, things will be better. So overall, we have been able to come through this pandemic with, of course, the support of the leadership during this period. When it comes to national health, when it comes to the economy, it did play also a very important part to assist the private sector.
Great. And one last question before we conclude this segment. How do you see the recovery phase, the post-pandemic? How optimistic are you about for Bahrain and for the sectors that the Arayat Group is focusing on?
Yes, I'm actually very optimistic because Bahrain has always come through. You know, there has been a lot of periods in the past where economic slowdown was there, and Bahrain has recovered. So I'm confident with the leadership and with the economic plan that Bahrain will come through strong, and especially with economies strong around us, we will definitely have a period of good recovery and a positive future.
That is the optimism that we need for Bahrain and its way forward. With me tonight is Nazar Al Arayat. Let's take a short break. Welcome back to Biz Talk from BMC Global Live, and with me tonight is Nazar Al Arayat, recipient of BMC Lead Philanthropist Award. Mr. Nazar, tell us about your beautiful family. I know your father's name, I don't know your mother's name, I know you have two beautiful sisters, but tell us more about this beautiful family called Al Arayat. Bahrain is known for lovely families, right? They are the backbone of this country, and Al Arayat is one such. Tell us more, let the audience hear about it.
Yes. Of course, the jewel in the crown, as they say, is our beloved mother. So she is the one that brings us all together. We always meet with her.
If you don't mind.
Her name is Amna Ad-Dailami.
Okay.
So she is the person that brings all the family together and gives them advice and gives them encouragement always, and she's always been there. So we always meet her on a regular basis, and we update her also of what's going on, and she always gives us also her guidelines and blessings. So that is the jewel in the crown. And of course, you always have to have a good united family to progress. And here, especially in the Al Arayat Group, the two sisters were keen to have a united family in order to really progress with the business and with everything together. So Mariam, which handles she's the deputy of Al Arayat Group Holding, and also she's the board of trustee in the foundation, and the person behind actually the foundation, the implementing of the policy, is always there to guide us. And also she is the person who's into the public relation. So she's around, she goes everywhere, and she represents the group well. And of course, she was initially educated, the first undergraduate in the UK, and then later on continued in Bahrain. Then I have my younger sister, Jihan Al-Arayat, and Jihan had a good history in working, like also with my sister. My sister initially worked in the private sector, in the banking, but Jihan worked in the actually public sector.
Okay.
And she was able to rise high in high positions in the public sector, and then later on joined us with Al-Aray Group with her experience from the private sector, public sector, and of course Mariam's experience in the banking, the private sector, all added up, and we meet regularly on socially or on a family basis or on a business basis, and here the whole family has a clear vision of where we are heading and how we should be planning. And I cannot forget, of course, my wife. My wife is a bit, of course, younger than me, but she has also the vision of how families have to be always united, and is always there to give support for her husband and also guidance. So she keeps me happy always, and keeps the atmosphere for me always positive. And here, of course, you would definitely progress if you have a peaceful and happy family. You would definitely progress in life.
Great. Okay. So you have 4 lovely women in your life steering to progress. Tell us about your education. Where did you do your schooling?
Yes, my schooling, of course, elementary was in Bahrain, then the secondary was also in
Which part of
Bahrain.
Bahrain is the Al-Arayat family based?
Initially, the grandfather was born, or was actually in Manama,
Manama, okay.
central of Manama, in an area called Fariq Al-Arayat.
Okay.
And sometimes call it at Fariq Al-Hatab.
Okay.
So that is where initially my grandfather lived, and of course my father was brought up there. But for us, we were born there, but later on we moved to Segaya.
Okay.
So Segaya became our home, you know. So I was really raised up in the Segaya area, and that is where I was raised. The schooling, as I said, initially was in Bahrain, and after the high school, I went to the UK. I did my undergraduate, and I did my postgraduate in the UK, and then came back after doing 1 year also working in the UK. I came back and continued with the family business.
Right. You must be very busy with your business and social commitments, other engagements, isn't it? I'm sure still you have some hobbies. What do you do with that little bit of free time that you get? What are your favorite pastimes?
In terms of the hobbies, as you have said, sometimes you don't have time, but I try to make time. So swimming for me is important. So I like swimming, and I do a bit of daily walking and a bit of fitness training. So that's basically it. And I have started also with the yoga,
Okay.
which I find to be very relaxing, and it gives me good meditation.
Interesting. Do you have a personal goal in life?
There's a lot of goals in life, you know, but sometimes they change according to the priorities. So, of course, my goal is to always add value. And when I say add value, it's not a business value. It's adding value to the communities, adding value to the families, adding value to those who are around us. So I'm always happy when something is achieved and people are benefiting from it. So that is really what I see. So any goal that gives happiness and content to those around me, I feel that I have achieved the goal.
Right. We wish you all the very best to you in person and the larger Al Arayat family and the foundation. Thank you for taking time. Can I have your wrapping comments, please?
Well, I can only say that if you are looking at success in life, this is how I see it, then you can be always successful in all whatever you do, as long as you focus on what you're doing in perfection. So always try to perfect what you do, and let also the experience that you get in terms of your success be given to others. So share your success with others. Give what you have been given by God to others. Share with it, and here you will have a very happy life and a long life.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nasser. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Charity begins at home. Yes, it is a legacy. By establishing the Mohammed Jamil bin Mansoor Al Arayat Charitable Foundation, this man proved it, following the footsteps of his father and grandfather. That was Nasser Al Arayat, Chairman Al Arayat Group Holding, with me on Biz Talk from BMC Global Live this evening. Until we meet next week with yet another guest, this is Rajiv Unikrishnan signing off. Good night.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
NEC Remit. Send money online to India. Credit in seconds with great rates. Download NEC Remit app now.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 38 852397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. For more details, please contact 39887088 or 33856330 or 33542530.